If you've ever found yourself worrying about the same thing over and over again in your head, this video could change everything you need to know about how to handle anxiety. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Keandra Jackson, licensed therapist. We are going to be talking about 7 hidden truths about rumination that no one is talking about. The first one is that your brain thinks rumination is problem solving, but it's actually making things worse. Now, if you don't know what rumination is, it's constantly thinking about the same things over and over again, whether that's negative experiences, past traumas, problems, or dwelling on it for a long amount of time without coming to a resolution. So when you are stuck in what we would call an anxiety loop, your brain thinks that it's being helpful by playing the situation over and over again. I'm talking about it really thinks it's being productive, but you're analyzing and reanalyzing all of the possible outcomes, scenarios, and consequences of the situation that happened. But the truth is, rumination is like running on a treadmill. It's lots and lots of movement, but no real progress. You're not really going anywhere. Because we all know that real problem solving requires action steps, not this endless mental rehearsal that you can't avoid. The next one is that the what if game always ends in catastrophe. If you've ever really noticed, your anxious thoughts never really end with, well, what if things actually work out? What if things actually are positive? What if things actually turn out fine? It just doesn't happen because our brains are hardwired to focus on potential threats. So every what if becomes this doom and gloom, dramatic, worst case scenario situation. I know this sounds a little bad, but it's truly not your fault. It's that survival system that's on the inside of all of us that is typically misfiring because we are in a modern world. The third hidden truth about rumination is the don't think about it strategy. And let me be the first to tell you on this one that it backfires almost every single time. Trying to suppress your anxious thoughts is like trying not to think about a pink elephant. Like, it just makes you think about it more and more often, and it becomes intense and stronger and more frequent. So instead of fighting the thoughts, trying to make it stop, I want you to embrace it a little bit. Take a moment to acknowledge those thoughts, just like clouds passing by you in the sky. So an example of this would be like, I noticed that I'm having anxious thoughts about work again. It creates a little bit of distance without resistance. The next thing is that anxiety attaches itself to the things you care about most. Stick with me on this one. The most disturbing, intrusive thoughts tends to attack the things that you value most. And that's why your thoughts target relationships, safety, trust, your identity, your faith. It's not just this random selection, it's emotional. These thoughts are your brain's way of stress testing your values. They're not really predictions or even desires. It's kind of like mental spam. And before we move on to the next one, please put in the comment section, what would you add to this list about rumination and what you've been experiencing? And while you're doing that, please do not forget to like and subscribe, because doing that helps me to create content like this for you every single week. The next one is that rumination has a very addictive component. So here's what therapists may not have told you, but I'm telling you, rumination can become mentally addictive. Your brain can get a small hit of control and familiarity when you're revisiting the same situations over and over again, even when the thoughts are distressing. So breaking free from this requires treating it like you would any other habit, with intentional pattern interruption and not just trying to go off your willpower. The next truth about rumination is that your body really does keep score even when your mind moves on. So think about it this way, even after you logically solve an issue, your nervous system still can be active even hours later after that. And this is why many people feel physically drained after they've had a mental spiral. Our bodies need this intentional calming, this intentional breathing, this intentional movement, this intentional grounding that helps it catch up to our minds. And last but not least, the 3-3-3 rule can break this cycle in less than 60 seconds. When you catch yourself ruminating, I need for you to do this. Immediately name 3 things that you can see, 3 sounds that you can hear, and move 3 parts of your body. This simple technique can be done no matter where you're at, but it pulls you out of your head and into the present moment. What it does, it interrupts that anxiety loop that we talked about earlier in the video. So I know some of the things that we mentioned in this video may have felt a little heavy, but I promise you, you can get through this. So please, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed.